Good morrow, ladies and gents. Good morrow, ladies and gents. This is Andrew with Creative Crush, and let's talk about Rick and Morty. So we got another episode this week, as we expected. And this episode's been greeted with kind of a mixture of opinion, actually. A lot of people still like it, other people don't. From Justin Roiland's own mouth, we hear...
We just pooped it out like a piece of shit that it is, you know? Anyways, enjoy it.
So maybe that's at play here. You know, maybe this is an episode that even they didn't like that much. You know, they tried to talk it up more than any of the other ones so far, really. Except for maybe Pickle Rick. Still, Pickle Rick got talked up in a good way in this one. I don't know, I feel like they were trying to build people's attention so that this would happen. I don't know. So there would be this mixture of opinions. For myself, it's still a good episode. It's still a good episode of a good show, but I wouldn't say that it's of the highest caliber. But there's still some information we can pick out of this one. So let's have a look-see here. Now, you guys know my theory here. I believe that this season we're going to find out later on that Rick Sanchez is actually still inside the Galactic Federal Prison, still being brainalized, and what we're seeing so far is a projection of his own mind in an attempt for the government to get some information from him that they're looking for. Now, if this is the case, it would make sense that his memory would be filling in the blanks with pieces of his own past. One thing we know does exist in this universe with Rick and Morty is contemporary film. Specifically, we know that from this reference here.
It's just like that movie that you keep crowing about.
You talking about Inception?
That's right, Morty. This is gonna be a lot like that, except, you know, it's gonna make sense.
Inception made sense?
You don't have to try to impress me, Morty.
Which means that it's more than likely he's seen other contemporary films as well, which would include superhero films. Let's review what we've had so far. Episode 302, Rick Mancing the Stone, is a parallel with Fury Road, Mad Max. Episode 303 is a parallel with Iron Man, with Pickle Rick being the Iron Man suit. And now episode 304, The Vindicators, is a parallel with the Avengers, as well as somewhat Guardians of the Galaxy, specifically because of the more dynamic pieces of the crew. I think they compare more with the Guardians of the Galaxy than the actual Avengers. There's another piece that suggests this here, a piece from his own past, that you may not have expected, and that piece is Noop Noop. Why is Noop Noop from his past? Well, do you remember when Rick Sanchez said this?
Like that old song, blomp blop a noop noop a noop noop noop.
Noop Noop. We've heard that word before. So it's possible that he was referring to their first meeting with the Vindicators, which could have occurred during the year before episode 1 of the series. But it does show that he's heard that phrase before, that he's heard that name, if you will, and used it. So therefore, that gives us some questioning. Where exactly does that come from? And is Noop Noop an actual person, or is this just some projection of his own past? Especially considering the party at the end. Like, there are people from Earth there at this party. Like, Logic is an actual rap artist from Earth, our own Earth. And he just shows up, intergalactic thing. Like, it's kind of weird. I mean, the intergalactic government collapsed. You know, the galactic government didn't make it. And Earth didn't retain any of that technology to my observations, that they could just travel around that easily, and I don't know. It seems a little unusual that people would just be so quick to prepare for that. It seems like Rick's mind is getting a little more sloppy, which may be why the episode went this way. It could be preparing us for the reveal, perhaps in the next episode, that there's more going on here than meets the eye. Of course, there's also the possibility that all of this is just completely normal for them. But, I don't know, it seems a little more shallow than the story has let on before for that to just be the case. There seems like there should be more going on. I could be reading into this way too much, but that's my observations for that. Considering the detail that went into it, though, it's still a very good satirical viewpoint on who we consider to be heroes. You know, that even for us, the viewers, a lot of times we will find ourselves idolizing or deifying Rick as a hero, even though the characters have repeatedly warned us not to. So perhaps that's more of what this is about here, to show that even though we think of Rick as a hero, he's not, and neither are these other people who claim to be heroes. Because, like, think about it. I mean, even Captain America's killed lots of people. Who cares, you know, why he did it? He killed a lot of people, you know? So even heroes that are in our current films right now have frequently killed a lot of people, and do we consider that to be a good thing? And that might be the point that they were trying to make here. Is killing someone else Does that make you a hero? Yeah, it's kind of a big question. It's one to worry about and wonder about, So, with the political climate and things right now. But yeah, I say keep on watching the show and let's see what comes up next. Summer? Jeez. We can put that back. We can just bury it back up like we never found it. Like we did with Dad's mannequin leg. You have dropped so many balls, man. I get it. I see what's going on here. As far as I'm concerned, you're both pieces of crap. Yeah, and I can prove it mathematically.